Assalamu alaikum viewers. This is my first video on YouTube. I just launched this channel on YouTube today entitled Linguistics Lab. The reason of launching this channel is that many students of linguistic experiences ambiguities and obscurities while studying in the classroom. Just because of their hesitation, just because of their shyness, they do not ask questions in the class and their concepts remain vague. The agenda of this channel is to clarify the vagueness of concepts of the students that they have in their mind. They can take advantage from this channel in the form of easy interpretation through easy language and trivial examples. So guys, let me introduce myself first. This is Abdul Farhan here. I am a student of linguistics. I have recently completed my BS honors from University of Narwal and now I am pursuing to MPhil. Subsequently from today, I will be giving video lectures here on my YouTube channel Linguistic Lab concerning all the micro as well as macro levels of linguistics. So guys, without any delay, let's move toward the first lecture, and the topic of today's tutorial is Introduction to Morphology. So guys, we have three main questions to deal with in today's tutorial. The first question is what is morphology, the second is what is morpheme, and the third is the types of morpheme. So what is morphology? Morphology is the branch of microlinguistics which focuses on the study of form of the word and describes the pattern of the word. Morphology also tells us about the root words, about the stem word, about the prefixes, suffixes and etc. that come under the heading of morphology. There are many terminologies that are used in the morphology, but our today's concern is only with the morphology and morpheme, and thirdly the types of morpheme. So this term, which literally means the study of form, was originally used in biology. Yes, this is basically the term of biology. So since the middle of the 19th century has also been used, the term morphology has also been used to describe the type of investigation that analyze all the basic elements used in a language. We have been describing as elements in the form of linguistic message are technically known as the morphemes. So guys, technically we can say that when the biological term comes to the field of linguistics, it describes the form of the word rather than the form of any living organisms. So guys, we have studied that morphology is in morphology we studied the formation of the word and describes the pattern of the words. So now move toward the second part. What is morpheme? Morpheme is the basic unit of morphology. Yes, the basic unit of morphology. The definition of morpheme is that the minimal and grammatical unit of language is called morpheme. Now what is minimal and what is grammatical? Minimal means the word should not be broken down into further parts, and grammatical means the word should perform some function. Like we have a girl, we have a word girl. For example, we have a word girl, and we also have a we have a morpheme girl. It cannot be broken down into further parts, but simultaneously it is providing some kind of sense, it is providing the meanings. Like these, there are many other examples as well I have mentioned in this slide. These all are the morphemes. These are the minimal unit. These unit cannot be broken down into further parts, and they also have some sense, they also perform some grammatical functions as well. So guys, let's come to the third point, types of morphemes. There are 6 types of morpheme that I will try to cover in my today's tutorial. The first one is free morpheme, bound morpheme, and lexical morpheme, functional, derivational, and inflectional morpheme. So let's begin with the first type, free morpheme. Morphemes that can stand by themselves as single word are called free morpheme. Yes, they do not require any other morpheme in order to convey their meanings. For example, we have some words here: open, tour, law, regular, brutal, legal. So guys, let's start with the first type, the free morpheme. What is free morpheme? Morphemes that can stand by themselves as a single word are called free morpheme. Yes, they do not require any other morpheme to convey their meanings. For example, we have some words here like open, tour, law, regular, legal, brutal. These all are the examples of morpheme. But how they are free morpheme? In order to consider this concept of free morpheme, we have some other words like reopen, like tourism, like illegal, like irregular. These all are the words. With the assistance of these words, we will try to understand what is free morpheme actually. The word that is the base form of the word and that can exist without the other part, without the bound morpheme that are attached to that word, we can understand. We can understand the example of free morphemes with these examples. Like in reopen, we have a base form. What is base form? Open. So open is our free morpheme and the re is bound morpheme. In tourism, tour is free morpheme and ism is bound morpheme. Same like that. The part of the word that I have colored, that I have highlighted into yellow, these all are the examples of free morpheme. Now what is bound morpheme? The morphemes that cannot normally stand alone and are typically attached to another free morpheme in order to convey their meanings. These are called bound morpheme. Yes, they bound morphemes cannot stand alone. They need some other morpheme if in order to convey their own meanings. Like we have some examples here. Here is the example reopen. Open is the base form, so we can say open is the free morpheme and re is bound morpheme. Same like that. In tourism, ism is bound morpheme and tour is free morpheme. And the part of the word that I have highlighted, these all are the examples of bound morpheme. So bound morpheme particularly involves affixes. So what is affixes? The question comes in the mind. It is the process of creating new words by using prefix, suffix and infix. So what is prefix? The word element that comes before the base form of the word is called prefix. In reopen, we can see re is the part that come before the base form. Un is the form that come before the base form. And in the third example, it is the example. So here we can analyze open is the base form and re is the word element that come before that base form. So we can say re is the prefix. In the other cases, absolutely, the word is absolutely. So in absolutely word, we can add one new word. This is called blooming. Blooming. So blooming is the infix because it is coming in the middle of the base form. Like spoonsful, S is representing the role of pluralization. Spoonsful. So S here is basically giving the idea of infix. So now come to the third part. What is suffix? The word form that comes after the base form. Like in writing, we can see ing, ing. What is ing? It is suffix. In careless, what is less? It is suffix. In tourism, ism. In brutality, it. So we can analyze that bound morpheme particularly involves affixes. Now move toward the third and fourth type of the morpheme, and the third one is lexical morpheme, fourth one is functional morpheme. What is lexical morpheme? The morphemes which can be manipulated or modified by the speaker. Yes, which can be manipulated or modified by the speaker in language easily are called lexical morphemes. So these were treated as open class words. I will describe this term later. What is open class? The words you just simply need to keep in mind the word that can be manipulated, that can be modified are called lexical morphemes. And what is functional morpheme? The morphemes which cannot be manipulated or which cannot be modified by the speaker in a language, these are called the functional morphemes. So simply the concept is that the word that can be manipulated are lexical, the word that cannot be manipulated or modified are functional morphemes, and these are also called closed class word. I will describe these two terms open and close in the next slide. So now guys, we will discuss about what are the open class, what is the open class and what is the closed class. Firstly we will talk about the open class. Open class are those words that can be modified, then can be manipulated by the speaker, and we can change the category of the words. Like here we have a word school. We can modify this word in schooling. School is noun and schooling is verb. So here we can see we can change the category of the word. We can change the noun into verb, and we can also change the word while remaining in the same category, like write and written. We have manipulated these words. So in the case of adjective, we can see we have a word good and we can change it into better and the best as well. So in the fourth case, in the adverb, we can change the adjective into adverb. So this was all about the open class. And what is the closed class? The closed class are those words which cannot be manipulated, which cannot be changed, which cannot be modified by the speaker. Like if we have some examples of pronoun, we cannot modify the pronouns, we cannot modify the articles. Same is the case with conjunctions and prepositions as well. So lexical morphemes includes noun, verb, adverb and adjectives. These all are the open class categories. But in functional morpheme, we have conjunction, article, pronoun and prepositions. So these words cannot be modified. So this was the concept of open class and closed class. The word that can be modified, that can be changed are called open class, and the word that cannot be modified, cannot be changed are called closed class. So guys, that's all for today. We shall talk about remaining two types of morpheme in the next tutorial. If you have any query regarding today's lecture, you may ask in the comment section or you can personally send me email. I shall try to answer on time. And the last thing, guys, stay tuned with my linguistic channel and please give your feedback whether you like it or dislike it, or I should make some kind of alteration, some new strategies. Then please make me informed. Then I will try to do accordingly. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.